They're compromising the train. Take them out. They're compromising the train. Take them out.
Hello agents, and welcome back to another Division video. It's been a little while, but TU11 has rolled around and I've got a whole host of new content to bring to the channel. We're going to start off today though with a build that's been usable since TU10 as well. And as you'll have seen from the clips at the beginning of this video, it's really good for the raid, but it's also really good for Summit. I wasn't actually going to do this build video. I feel like all my build videos for raids have been done now unless something significantly changes in there. But I've been using this in Summit and in the higher difficulty levels where you can just sit back and one-shot enemies in the head. It's proved really useful. You have a couple of options with it and I'll go through that as we go through the video. But really the main weapon you're going to be using with this at all times is going to be the TAC-50. The Nemesis is just there as a backup, and then the TAC-50 fires really well. The other unusual part to this build, I'm using Tip of the Spear, and I think it's probably one of the more underused gear sets in the game. But you have to hit heads for this build to work. So obviously that might make it a little bit more difficult over on the console side of things. It was more difficult for me because I've just never been that great at hitting headshots. But with a bit of practice, it's all coming together and it all works out really nice. And when you get cracking on them headshots, it's just absolutely brilliant. And you never run out of ammo either because you constantly regenerate spec ammo. So the directives in Summit aren't really too much of an issue when you're using this build. So we'll go over all the core components now. First of all, we need obviously a sharpshooter because we need the TAC-50, that's their main gun, and to spec into marksman rifle damage because we're going to be using our secondary every now and again when we've not quite got specialization ammo. I won't go over anything else in there, that's all pretty standard now. I think everyone knows that. Just max the tree out and make sure you spec into marksman rifle damage. So I've chose to use the Nemesis for my secondary weapon, TAC-50 being my primary. If you want to though, you could use White Death or something else if you really want to. It's really more of a backup, but it has to be something that hits really hard because you want to be keeping up Headhunter, which we're going to go over in a little bit. Secondary, I've just gone with my Boomerang M1A, just in case I need to help out with dogs or killing computers or anything like that, or any kind of a quick emergency situation. As you can see, 493k base damage. It hits really hard. So in that emergency situation, a classic M1A, you can't go wrong. Mine's rolled really well, as you can see. Damage target out of cover and Boomerang. Offhand can be whatever you want, and grenade can be whatever you want. We're using the Coyote's mask, and I'll show you why in a minute. Because obviously I want the 25% critical hit chance from hitting up from over 25 meters. I'm always going to be far away from my enemies with this build to sit at the back, so this is why I've gone for this. Chest piece, we've got a Walker Harris. We've got the named piece, it's the Chain Killer. Obviously I would like a slightly better one, but it rolls with perfect Headhunter. So after killing an enemy with a headshot, your next weapon hit within 30 seconds deals an additional 150% of that killing blow's damage, which is huge. Damage is capped at 800% of the weapon damage, but this is raised to 1250 if your headshot damage is greater than 150. And I'll show you the stats in a minute. Mine is, and that's where you want to aim for. You want to make sure your headshot damage is over 150. I do that for all of the guns, so for all three, so for the TAC-50 from the NEM, and even for my M1A, I make sure it's over 150, just so I'm always getting that extra advantage from them Headhunter stacks. Next, we're going to use Tip of the Spear. And what you want to do is you want to roll headshot damage everywhere, and then as soon as you hit that 150% with all of your weapons, I then switch to critical hit damage. Because we're also going to be at the 60% critical hit chance cap as well. So if you do miss a headshot, you want to be able to hit still as hard as you possibly can. and that's where the critical hit damage is going to come in. And obviously critical hit damage will apply to a headshot as well. So really well rolled this one here, as you can see, 15% weapon damage and then max critical hit damage. Because it's a green set, pretty easy to get double max rolls as well. Gloves, as you can see, same again, weapon damage, critical hit damage. And knee pads, weapon damage, critical hit damage. And then over on my backpack, which is my lacking of my pieces, you can see I've got weapon damage in, it's rolled headshot damage, and I've got a headshot damage mod in there. We'll go over that a little bit more in a minute, but as you can see in the Coyote's mask, I have a critical hit chance mod. And in the chest piece, a critical hit chance mod as well. So we'll take a look at tip of the spear. 2 pieces gives me an extra 10% signature weapon damage. 3 pieces gives me an extra 10% weapon damage, which is really, really nice. 4 pieces is the aggressive recon. Dealing damage with a signature weapon increases total weapon damage by 20% for 60 seconds, which obviously can make the nemesis hits absolutely insane. And we automatically generate signature weapon ammo every 60 seconds. So we're hitting headshots, we're generating signature ammo, but then we're automatically regenerating it as well. And as you can see from the talent on the backpack, it increases the signature weapon damage from 20 by 20% and doubles the amount of signature weapon ammo generated by aggressive recon. So, you know, we're getting 30% signature weapon damage, which is huge, and we're actually getting 2 bullets every 60 seconds for our attack 50 as well. So when you come across the ammo hoarders directive and things like that, it just doesn't matter. You've always going to have some ammo with you, so you don't really have to worry about anything like that. And obviously everything just hits really, really, really hard. On top of stacking with Headhunter, it's great. Now back in TU10, we used to be able to switch weapons and maintain the stacks and Headhunter. You can't do that anymore, so if you are using this in the raid, just be mindful of what side you're on and make sure that the person that's with you is giving you the opportunity to keep your stacks up, because if they're killing all the enemies and you're not keeping your stacks up, you're not going to be able to hit one shot that chunga. Well, not one shot, I say one shot to kill the helmet and one shot to kill him. You're not going to be able to do that. And I'm going to show a clip just now where I actually managed to do that by myself. So I break the helmet and then I kill the chunga at the same time, all before he's dropped down onto the floor. So you can see how powerful this build can be. It's really, really good. And don't forget to check out the clips at the end of the video where I'm just messing around in Summit just to show you how powerful it really can be, even solo or in a group in Summit as well. We're going to flick over to the stats. At the moment, we are on our Nemesis. So you can see my critical hit chance is really, really low. But my headshot damage is 221. My critical hit damage is 109. And just remember, this is where you want the magic number for this is 35% critical hit chance, because our Coyote's mask is going to make up the rest for us to get us to where we need to be. So that's your magic number. And then the headshot damage is obviously huge. If we flick over weapons, we're going to look at our M1A. And again, you can see I've not quite got to the 35% magic number, but I've got 155% headshot damage. So whatever you can do there, that's what you're aiming for with 120% critical hit damage. And then if I flick over to the attack 50, you can see 250% headshot damage, 104% critical hit damage. Critical hit chance is a little bit lower, but it just hits so hard. You are one-shotting everything. The minute you've got them stacks, you are literally one-shotting everything. So there's a little bit of min-maxing that I could do. You might be able to get yours a little bit better than mine, but I'm really, really happy with the results so far. And that's it. Come and check me out over on Twitch, guys, where I run the raid almost every day, and you'll see me using these builds, twitch.tv/DJTICKLE. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you're notified for more Division content, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the footage. Bye bye.
signs critical.
Enemy back in the line. Nothing in my sight. Leave no survivor. Now.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Target back.
There they are.
Serious trauma detected.